All right, so you clicked on this video because you just started boxing or kickboxing and you want to develop your punching power. You want to floor people. You want to knock people out. You don't want to be in the ring forever, going to decision and leaving it up to the judge. And in this video, I'm going to give you a few drills that you can do with just a medicine ball, a partner, or with just a wall. And I'm going to give you examples from pros who knock people out. They don't go to decision and they are world champions. Just a little caveat, I'm going to be explaining this from this perspective of you are a skinny wimp who does not know what they're doing, and we are going to help you to become a strong champion over time. This first guy on the screen is Dmitry Bivol. He is a professional boxer and low-key a knockout artist. He is known most notably for defeating Canelo Alvarez, and he did this by doing just a few things very well. 1, he was bigger than Canelo Alvarez. 2, he punched a lot harder, or at least a marginal amount harder than Canelo Alvarez. And 3, he threw more combinations than Canelo Alvarez, or better, more landing combinations than Canelo Alvarez. And here you can see him flooring people. Now let's get into what he is doing with a medicine ball. Essentially, what Dmitry is doing here with the medicine ball is just a 1-2 medicine ball toss. And what I mean by 1-2 is like a jab cross. He is throwing the medicine ball from his stance, from his orthodox stance. He has a partner throwing it back, but you can do this with a partner or with the wall. And he is doing a medicine ball toss with the jab hand or from his jab stance. And then he is doing it from the cross hand or from the 2, throwing the 2 essentially. And he is doing multiple reps. He's getting full extension and throwing it with his form basically as hard as he can. You should be doing this too. You should be doing basically 10 to 15 reps on each arm, or even let's start with just 6. Let's say we start with 6 and work our way up to 8, 10, and then eventually 15 on each arm. Take a break so that you're able to do this again and do it very explosively, and then go for it again. Do 3 sets of 10 or 3 sets of 6. Do as many as you can and develop that power over time. Here is another clip of Dmitry using the medicine ball. He is sitting this time and he's doing it more as a rotational toss. This is like more for the hook. This is more for your 3 and your 4 punch. He is using the medicine ball, doing reps, getting it over his shoulder, and using his boxing or his punching form. Make sure to do this from your 3, whether that's a left hook or right hook for you. Do several on your left-hand side and then do several on your right-hand side. This is going to develop your shoulders as well as your core strength a lot. Let's say probably 20% of your overall punch is coming from like your core and your rotation. A lot of it comes from your legs, your hips, but a good portion of it is going to come from your rotation. Making sure that your core muscles are strong and your shoulders are strong is definitely going to help you to knock people out, hit people hard, and stop going to decision. This next guy does not need much of an introduction. You should know him if you're in the world of boxing or combat sports. This is Gervonta Tank Davis. This is some of his work. He is a knockout artist. He is a hard hitter. And he does some similar or the exact same drills as Dmitry Bivol when it comes to the medicine ball, even though these guys live hundreds of thousands of miles apart and live on different continents and in different countries. Now, this is Tank Davis. He is in his stance. He's a southpaw, and he's using the medicine ball to throw the jab. And when the medicine ball is on its way back or after it leaves his hand, he is throwing combinations in between. So he's using the medicine ball to throw a jab, and then he is doing his combinations. You should be doing this or something similar as well. Throw the medicine ball, do your combination, and then if you're only using a wall, you pick the ball up, throw it again, do your combination. You can do like him. You can do a 2-3. You can throw the medicine ball and then do a 2-3-2. You can throw the medicine ball and do a 1-1-2. But basically, throw the medicine ball for to develop your power, and then throw your combination to keep your heart rate up, to build your endurance, and just keep your explosivity up. Because in a fight, a fight can go very long and it's going to be very hard. So you got to be able to keep your power while your heart rate is up. Now, this next clip is a little crazy, but you should be able to get the picture of what Tank Davis is doing. They're doing on this one more of a medicine ball toss, and I just want to focus on the rotational, or the where he's throwing it from his hip and catching. Again, they're throwing this crazy this time. They're really into it, but you should be getting a medicine ball, getting a wall or a partner, and doing medicine ball toss from your hip, developing that rotational power, that core power, that hip power, that thrusting ability. That is going to help you to knock people out. Because again, a lot or a decent amount of your power is going to come from your core and your hips. So make sure to do this one. Find a wall, find a medicine ball, and just pop that thing. You know, if you can only do 6, do 6. If you can do 8, do 8. If you can do 30, then you better do 30 and knock some people out. Now, this next guy is similar to the last. He shouldn't need that much of an introduction, but I'll just read off or let you know of a few of his accolades. This is Alex Pereira. He was a Glory kickboxing champion, and he had 2 titles at the same time. He had the title at 185, and he had the title at 205. He was knocking people out, giving people brain damage, just hurting them. He then went on to the UFC and did pretty much the exact same thing. He beat up your favorite fighters at 185 and became the champion. He then went on to 205 and just recently claimed the belt. And one last thing, Alex Pereira is from Brazil, and he lives in Brazil, hundreds of thousands of miles away from both Dmitry Bivol and Gervonta Tank Davis. And here he is doing the same thing. They are at the wall doing the medicine ball toss. They are doing it from their jab and from their cross, and they are doing reps on reps on reps, getting that power, getting that throw, getting that rotational punching power. And then from there, they move on and they do from the hip, a medicine ball toss from the hip, really focusing on using the hips and the thrusting mechanism to move the ball. Now, these guys are world champions. These guys have Ferraris, they got cribs, they got Beezys, they have everything that a combat athlete would want, and they have victories. You aren't there yet. You're not quite there yet. You don't have the power, you don't have the Beezys, and you're not knocking people out. So let's think about this. If they're doing these things and they're getting the result of KOs and Lamborghinis, and you're not doing these things and you're not getting those results, you should probably start doing these things. And that's all for this video. It is your boy Limitless Mike. I am going to make some more videos similar to this, just giving little tips for combat athletes, for our track athletes, and for athletes in general. I hope you do these drills, and I hope you have a blessed day. If there's anything else or anything on your mind, let me know down in the comments. Have a great day. Peace.